All right, what's up everyone? Today's video, again, is brought to you by the House of Rags. You can get my line Quivr there, as well as a bunch of other lines from Clean by Pan the Organizer to Korean stuff from Luminous and Katiba, a million other brands. Go check them out. Use code I'mJoshV to save 10% off site-wide. Now, let's go ahead and jump into the purpose of today's video, and that is going to be a huge Quivr update for you guys. Things that are going on, things that are happening, and the big elephant in the room, my pressure washer. So stay tuned, let's jump into this. So I've been getting an absolute ton of questions regarding obviously the pressure washer, my new pressure washer gun, and other updates that are coming across the board. So I just want to give you a clear, concise answer on all those things right here today. Now with that said, there's some awesome things and then there's some bad things. And the bads aren't actually bad, they're just kind of unfortunate. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But the first thing that's awesome is this. The Quivr foam cannon is officially back in stock. We were out of this thing for quite some time at the House of Rags. I'm out of it, Amazon was out of it. They are back in stock at the House of Rags. They will be getting sent into Amazon as well. But if you want one, go get it right now at the House of Rags. Again, code I'mJoshV gets you 10% off site-wide, including on this. So fantastic foam cannon, best one on the market in my personal opinion. Just really bulletproof, professional level, super sturdy, great foam cannon. All right, now let's go on to another positive. If you've been following my journey of building out the Quivr line, you know that I just released 3 new products. 2 like super recently and then 1 just a little bit before that. So let's go ahead and highlight those really quickly. Now first up is going to be my brand new interior specific cleaner. This is Quivr Wipeout. This is a highly dilutable. You can use it anywhere from 5:1 up to 25:1. Has a little bit of a foaming ability, not overly foamy. I didn't want that. I just wanted some foam to help to lift out the dirt and debris, but I didn't want it overly foamy because I have used some things in the past where it almost creates a secondary job for you. It's so much foam that you're working just to get that out. This is a perfect balance. Again, also leaves behind the UV inhibitors. And then for scent, just has a nice muted, clean scent. So I have a lot of customers that don't want anything on their interior. One customer in particular, he says, hey Josh, don't use anything except a damp rag in my car. And I respect that, but at the same time, I want to do the best job for him, and I walk a fine line with him, and he's come across it where he's fine with this because it doesn't leave any scent in his vehicle. I usually use it about 25:1 for him. Does a great job. Again, we're cleaning and we're leaving those UV inhibitors behind. Fantastic product. Quivr Wipeout. Next up, let's go on over to this one. This one, insane response, guys. It's sold out. We have it back in stock now already. Sold out in the 32 ounce size, but again, it's back in stock at the House of Rags. This is Quivr Whitewater. This is a foam on rinse off sealant. Super easy protection. Fantastic product to use. I'm actually going to be filming the full release video of that here shortly later today. But incredible product. It does a fantastic job. And then the last one is Quivr Seal. If you haven't heard about this, it's a universal ceramic sealant, a high silica content that works on so many surfaces of the vehicle. A lot of people have been asking me, one of the main questions I got when I released this was, hey, what's the difference between this and hot coat? And they are both ceramic infused products. However, they are very different. This one is more of a sealant. So on the paint, it's not as easy to apply as hot coat is. Hot coat applies extremely easy and beads like crazy. This stuff does a little bit more sheeting and beading. It works on paint, glass, but the real highlight to me for this thing is that you can use tonneau covers, bed liners, wheel wells, powder coated items like method race wheels. It brings them back to life, guys. It resaturates them and then also provides that ceramic protection. So this is an incredible product. I couldn't be happier with this stuff. Smells insane as well. It's like an orange crush scent. It smells so good. And the active ingredients in this do raise the price, but when we compare this to others on the market, this is an extreme value play here as well, guys. So make sure to check out Quivr Seal. All right, now let's focus on some more positives of new things coming up here very shortly. They're actually on the way. Production has finished and they are on the way, probably about a month out or so. And that is going to be number 1, my Quivr Quick Connect set. That's coming back into stock. Very excited. People have been asking for that constantly. We've been sold out for quite some time. So that is coming back in stock. A new update to that is also coming into stock. What I did was I made a push to connect version as well. So same setup, same components to it, except it's going to be the spring-loaded self-locking mechanism. So similar to what's on my gun, you just push it in, locks itself in, and you're good to go. You don't have to sit there, pull the collar back, all that kind of stuff. One hand operation. Those are coming as well. Very, very excited. And then last but not least, I also have a new wand extension for your pressure washer gun. Very, very excited there. So with this, with that extension, there's some really cool features that I'm gonna not talk about yet. I want to wait till it's fully released so that no one else tries to take it. But I'm very excited for this. Now, as far as the design of it goes, I went with a pretty generic design for the grip. The reasoning behind that was because, like with the pressure washer, with the gun, the production time is so far extended when you do custom molds. Will I do a custom mold for my extension at some point? Yes, probably. But I wanted to get this out to you guys as soon as possible. And that gets us into the new gun. Let's talk about this. Now, again, like I was talking about mold production, all that kind of stuff. Mold production typically takes 2 months or so. Where we're at with the gun, and we're gonna go over the features here in a second, but just to let you know, I have a finalized version being sent to me today. Once I get that, as long as everything's right, I sign off on it and we start the mold production. So that's 2 months, right? Let's talk about all the features though, and why I wasn't able to sign off on it on the previous run. The main thing I wasn't 100% happy with on the previous model was the sliding mechanism on top here, okay? This piece comes right out. Now when you get this, when you order this, it'll come with this in it, snaps into place and stays there, and you don't even see that it's there. My process though for this piece was I want to be able to develop additional attachments. So you could attach nozzle holders, a camera holder, a flashlight holder, whatever you want, some really, really cool stuff that we'll be able to 3D print in-house and then be able to send out to you guys depending on what your needs are, right? So with that said, let's go ahead and talk, actually, take a step back. So the original version, which is this one, snaps into place really, really well. Let me go ahead and let you hear it. Okay, nice. It doesn't, what I'm nervous about is the push strength to release it. It's really good, but I think it could be better. And last thing I want is you guys have a camera mounted on this, aim up like that and have it slide off and damage something. So I've reworked that connection mechanism, and that's what's being sent to me now, and then hopefully we're good to go. Some of the features of this thing though, obviously the sliding top, the design of the back here, along with the contour of the handle, fits in your hand so incredibly well. It's extremely, extremely comfortable to use. That was one of the things with my original gun, extremely comfortable. I wanted to create that in this one as well. That comfort is paramount to me, and this thing is very, very comfortable. Again, quick connect, push to lock quick connect on the front. I believe my gun was the first one that had that readily available. And now all of them seem to have it. I'm not trying to take credit there at all. I think, the push to lock quick connects have been available, just no one was putting them on a gun. But anyways, that seems to be the new standard, so we're keeping that. Also, this is gonna stay the same. Look how flush mounted this quick connect is. It is absolutely beautiful, and it is extremely, extremely fluid, just like the old one where even when your hose is pressurized, the thing just spins around, so it makes it really easy to walk out your hose and keep everything nice. Additionally, the internals of this thing, they're basically spring loaded, right? So when you pull the trigger, that's how hard, there's a mechanism that comes across here, you open up the back piece, there's a little ball bearing and a spring that sits in it. Now there's other factors that contribute to the pull strength as well, but the spring is a big one. And I've been working with the factory going back and forth on the right spring. The reason for that is if you go too soft, you're not gonna have any tension and it's gonna wear out a lot quicker. Too much, then obviously the pull gets really hard. So there's a fine balance. We've been working with that and I think we've got it nailed. And then the last feature is the pull distance. Standard guns have a longer pull distance, okay? So right there. And that's standard, like that's pretty much every gun is like that. This actually has the internals of my original gun and then just the working prototype of the externals. But I wanted to reduce the size of the pull. I've gotten some comments from people saying, hey, like for smaller hands, it's harder to reach, it gets more cumbersome, all that kind of stuff. So again, fine balance though. For bigger hands, I didn't want it to be too close, so I think we've achieved that, and it's a nice short pull. So again, in combination with the short pull and the right spring mechanism and pull strength, it's incredible. One last feature, guys, is the little hole on the bottom here. And basically what you can do is if you're going to fill up your bucket, right, you're prepping for your wash, you want to fill up your bucket with your pressure washer gun, you just take your nozzle out, you pull your trigger, start spraying, you take the nozzle, you push it through, and it locks it in place, and you can walk away and let your bucket fill up. Now, obviously you can use this in different ways as well. For legal reasons, I'm not saying to use this as a trigger lock, but yeah, you know what I mean. And then right now, you can see it's just all plastic because it's 3D printed, but it will be a little rubberized piece, so this will fit in nice and perfectly. Okay, so that is the gun, and then let's go to the elephant in the room, my pressure washer here. So what has been going on with this thing? So I've given so many like potential release dates for this thing, and I apologize to you guys because it's definitely been longer than those, but I want you to know that I have every best intention with this thing, and I don't want to release it until I think it's fully where I want it to be. So with that said, its current state, it works, it's good to go, amazing performance, looks great. It's louder than I want it to be. And that is why I haven't released it and why there's a delay again. So basically what happened is, if you look at the machine and you have the housing itself, and then the middle part is the actual motor. We elongated the blades of that to match the whole housing. What happens though when we elongate those, and we had no way of knowing this until we made a production unit and then started testing it, and again, it's louder than I wanted it to be. What we found is that those elongated fins are making it kind of like a speaker. So there's vibration that goes through them. It makes the unit louder than it should be. I don't want it to be, I want it to sound good, right? So what we're doing is we are reducing those in. The unit still looks fantastic, don't worry about that. We're reducing those in, but now we have to retool and redo the mold for the housing pieces, because now it needs to wrap around and keep everything sealed and looking good. That new mold, like with all the molds, 2 months. So I'm not gonna give you guys a new date because once that's done, it's gonna come into me and hopefully everything's good to go. But again, the foreseeable future of things, like I never expected that these fins would cause that noise issue, right? So there's always stuff that comes up that we don't, you know, like all the engineers and stuff that I'm working with from the factory to develop this, you know, we didn't take that, who knew that that would do that? So that is the case there. Again, I'm not gonna give you a new update on timing. I just don't wanna do that anymore. I've done it enough and I've been wrong. So, but I just wanted to bring you along the process and let you know why it's not out yet and where we're at with it. So back to a positive note, one more thing that is going to be coming relatively soon is my ceramic coating. I'm so excited for this stuff. It works incredibly well, easy to apply. The water behavior is crazy. And production on that is, the box design is done. Now the box doesn't matter, no, right? We really care about the internals of what the coating's doing. However, I will say the box is really cool. Very premium, very nice. So production, I'm working with Eddie and Jamie. Obviously Thor Blending handles all my stuff. I work with the chemist back and forth to create my line. And then they help with all the logistical side of things, production runs. So with that said, I've been talking with Eddie, and guys, just real quickly before we go on, I want to say Eddie and Jamie from the House of Rags. It's been an absolute pleasure working with them to develop the line. Some of the hardest working people that I've ever seen, and just genuinely great people as well. So thank you so much, guys. It's been a blast working with you. So I do have to follow up with Eddie again just to confirm, but the production is in process. So hopefully here sometime soon, again, I'll work with him on the exact dates. But that is it, guys. That's the updates. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We've got, obviously, we've got the Quivr Not a Beach towel, phenomenal towel. We also have the Nazare, which is the giant towel. Both those are what I use every day in my business. They're incredible. Like I said, Whitewater, I'm filming a video later today on that, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you check out my channel to look for that. But that is it for today's video, guys. I want to say thank you so much for all the support over the years. I really appreciate all of you. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Go check out mine as well. I'm Josh V. But that is it for today's video, and we will see you guys on the next one.